Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. I'm working on my design team project for Tracie Fox Creative, and I've got one of the signatures out of the journal here, and there's a page that I have an idea for. So it's this one here. So it's beautiful digitals they are. Dusty Floral's printable digital kit. These are the pages from the kit, and there's a separate one that I also will be using, which is the ephemera that coordinates with it. So I have some of this, which is baking paper, and it is the baking paper that I use to dye my pages on with coffee and acrylic paint. So they turned out like that, and I thought, well, I don't want to waste that, and I love the sound and texture of it. So I've cut a bit of that off, which I want to create some pockets out of. So what I want to do with these is slip them over the bottom of this page, like so. And then I'm arguing in my head whether I sew them on, because I'll have to sew all the way up there, because the pocket on the other side is going to be a big one, which I don't mind. We'll have some threads here, of course, but that's all right. That will hold it quite well. But first I want to stamp on this and maybe stamp up on the top of this page as well. So what I'm going to do is just remove this page while we're working on it. Keep my other pages open so I know where they go back. Now I have some stays on. It's claret, and I thought the claret colour would work nicely with what I'm doing here. So I'm using stays on because I thought that would be my best bet to actually stay on the baking paper. I think the distress ink would have trouble possibly drying on there. So we might do that first. So the stamp I have is this one here. It's just a little corner stamp. So I'm just going to use that. Now, it won't be perfect because we've got lots of wrinkles here. I'm just looking for my cutting mat. Might just do it on there, give it a bit of cushioning. So I hope you're all well. I've been very busy trying to clean up my craft room, which is coming along well, but when I look at it, it never looks any different, although I've been doing heaps. So I'm just going to place this about there. Nice. And then I will ink it up again. And then just turn it and place it about there. Now I'm going to leave this to dry for a good 10 minutes because it will take a bit of time to dry being on a smoother surface. And while I'm at it, I might do some corners up the top of my page as well. Beautiful. So that will look pretty good. Now because, yeah, it's not coming through too. You can see it a little bit through the other side, but because the other side's darker, you can't see it too much. So in the end, it will be like that, which I think looks kind of nice. So I'll put that aside. They can both go to the side to dry. And I do have something to put in one of my pockets. So this is one of the pieces that I got in a haul. Got a whole lot of magazine pages from Marketplace one day, and one of the ladies had that got rid of all this stuff had cut out all of these plates from the magazines, which are absolutely beautiful, and I love this one. So I want to use this, so I need to back it, I think. I've got this old just book page that has nothing on this side, so I might use that because it's already a nice vintage tone. So we can back it with that, and that will create a nice huge journaling card that we can slip into one of our pockets. So I will stick that on. So I've been shopping today, doing some washing, done a bit of tidying up in here because my desk was a tragic mess. So I had to clean it off before I started doing this. And then because I was sorting out my fabric the last couple of days, I kept finding bits that I thought might go in this journal, and I found way too many pieces. So I had to go through them and sort of decide what I will use and not, and fold them up and put them together somewhere so I can see what I've got and grab the bits I want to use easily. Got some more purchases to pick up tomorrow from Marketplace. I'm terrible. Although it's all stuff to help me store things. Someone's getting rid of a whole lot of plastic Kmart containers, and you know, they do add up a bit when you go buy them new, so I thought I'd go and grab those. And I'm grabbing a pile of your A4 document storage cases, your plastic ones. I like putting some of my vellum and specialty papers in those. Find my scissors. I've got to try and cut around it half as neat as what she cut around it, because she did a good job. That's pretty good. So far that will do for our journaling card. I'm not sure if I'm going to add to that or not at this stage. So the next thing is to sew our pocket on. I'll just try not to rub these bits in case they're still drying. They look like they might still be a bit wet in a few areas. So I'll head off to the sewing machine and we'll see what we can do with this, but I'm thinking just to sew up either side. Now I've got to decide whether to do straight stitch or zigzag. I think I'm liking the idea of straight stitch for this one. Okay, so I've sewn my pocket on, which went all right. I don't mind the look of the stitches. I think the straight stitch was definitely the way to go there. Might just leave these bottom stitches dangling and I'll chop them off in the future if I decide to. But we'll cut the top ones. Okay, so I've got a pocket on both sides. I went a bit crooked, but oh well. I'm getting over having to try and do everything perfect because I can't really do any of it perfectly. So, okay, so this card would fit in there like that. It is a bit loose, so it will fall around. I was hoping to get it a bit tighter, but that's all right because we might even put something else in there and that will bulk it out a bit more. So we can put that now back in our I just realised I sewed it on the wrong side of my page. How'd they do that? Good, aren't I? Do I do it again or do I just leave it and have some stamping on that side? Okay, so I was just debating whether I find another page and do all that again to get it right the way I wanted it, because this pocket was meant to be down here. Don't ask me how I did that. I blame you guys because that's what happens when I'm talking to people. Yeah, the pocket was meant to be down here, so we had the four corners. I don't know when I went and stuffed that up. Obviously when I was folding it over ready to sew. But it's no great big dilemma. It just means that this page is going to have some decorative corners on it too, which won't hurt. We'll just work around those. So let us get our stamp again, and we will stamp the top corners of this one. Now this page has a bit of a rip in it, which occurs a lot when I'm tea dyeing. I go to pick and pull the paper out of the water and it's a bit weakened, but I do want to put a lot of tabs and that on this one, so I think what I'll end up doing is making a fabric tab that I put over this area, so I just have to be careful not to rip it anymore. All right, so let's stamp where we're meant to have some stamping. What was I saying before? Something about not being able to do anything perfect. Anyway, so I want that about there. Let's hope the rest of my crafty session tonight isn't fraught with disaster like that. Alright, so when we put our tab on, it might just cover some of this corner, but that's alright. So that will go in. That's better. It frames it quite nicely having the stamping, I think. So, and then it will go in. To my journal, like this. If I can get the pages in. There we go. So yes, might even end up clipping that because it's egg-shaped. It sort of rolls around as well. But I love it. It's nice to reuse that. And of course we've done the back. So that could do with some inking, I think. Could even do some stenciling on that. Let's just ink around the edges for starts. Could even do some lines, so, but that's the sort of thing I might do nearer to the end when I've got a whole lot of stuff in here and I can do a whole lot of that at once. Now this is a different ink. This is Aged Mahogany Distress ink. So we'll see. I think it'll go okay. We'll soon find out. Let's have a look. Yeah, that goes good. For now. I'm thinking I might cut these ones off because they're annoying me and just leave the outer ones on for now. Okay, that's better. This one's beautiful. Because as I said, I would like to do a tab over there. I'm not sure whether I want to do lace. We'll chop some off anyway. We could do a lace one, or we could do a fabric one. Just see what fabrics I've got. Some of this shirt that I've been hacking up. Pretty sure I'm going to cover the journal with the velour from this shirt. My thoughts at this point of time. like the lace better, but I'll chop it and see. I like it. Might just do the fabric now. If I fold it over like this, I might be able to cut it just a little straighter. Alright, so I'm going to tack that on with some glue, and then I might end up stitching it. So again, I'll just remove my page. Should have left it out. And this will definitely, if we put enough glue down, it will help stop that ripping anymore, which will be great. So I will just grab put our lace aside because we'll probably use it elsewhere. Now that'll do. Beautiful floppy tab, which is what I want in this one. A bit of texture. I'm not used to using materials much, and I thought I've got so many of them, should get using them, so I thought I'll see how many I can stick in this comfortably. So that'll bulk it out. So let that dry, and then I can sew that piece on. And then we've got this back pocket. Now, with the kit, we did get a whole heap of postcards. And we've got huge tags as well. Oh, one of them might be nice. So it looks like I've got a couple of copies of the tags. So we might end up doing some layering with this one. So I think that would go beautifully in there. And then maybe another piece underneath, since it's such a big pocket. I might clip that afterwards. All right, this should be dry enough. I'm going to go sew that, and then we'll have a look at what we're going to do with the tag. So I've sewed the tab on. Love the way it looks. So I've stuck the page back in the book for now while we work on one of these tags. So these tags are just screaming to be cut out and layered on top of each other. So I might do that, but I will cut this out first. So what I want to do is cut this smaller size tag out. Whoops, and not with my fabric scissors. Naughty, naughty Nat. I'm trying to be a good girl these days. It doesn't come easy. So that just gives it a bit of height, like so. And we could work some lace or something between the layers as well if we want. I was debating whether I make it a little pocket over one side. Now, I still have this lace hanging around. It is a bit wide though. I'm sure I have narrower stuff, and if I want to make it into a pocket, we're not going to want things sticking out too much. Oh, isn't that pretty though? Could always cut it down. I love the colour of that lace, so I might leave it like that. Okay, so first I think we need to do some inking. Now again, I always need to look and see what it's going to look like, where it's going, before I decide. So I think we'll keep inking with our aged mahogany for these. And we'll work out what to do with our lace. Do we want it coming out the bottom? Do we not want it coming out? I actually kind of like it coming out the bottom. So it'll be like that. Now we will cut it down so it's not too bulky if we decide to make a pocket. Won't be so wide down the bottom, so I'll have to see if I still like it hanging out. Then I think I want to cut this down. Okay, so we'll get that down first. I'll use my Kmart glue for this. That's going to go over there more. This is going to come down more forward. Next we want to put the top on and then possibly make it do we want to make it a pocket? Just trying to think of what I might like to put in there. If I do, I'm sure I can find a beautiful picture or something to put in there in the future. So what I will do is stick it along there, down there and along there, and leave just the middle section open as a pocket. Now I don't think I want to sew, no, because it's got all the faux sewing or the printed sewing on it. It'll just be a bit too busy if I sew over the top of that. So I'm putting a nice lot, it's the wrong side now. Nice lot of glue up the top and down the bottom so it sticks nicely. And then I will remove the bit there that I put on that's not meant to be there. Now I'll try and get this where we want it. Move that over a tad there, and that over a tad. It's looking pretty good. So tag, and yeah, it's open around here, so we can slip something in. Just gonna make sure that it's not sticking where I don't want it to. No, that's pretty good. Love the lace, it's beautiful. So that will sit quite nicely. Yeah, that looks great in there. So I have this writing paper pad here, which is absolutely gorgeous, and I have pulled a piece of that out and I've just cut the edges down just a tad, and that looks like it will fit in really well. So I just want to see how it looks behind our tag here. It's a tight fit. I can cut it down more if I need to. It does have a bit of room either side. So we've got that if we want. I could leave that in there. So I might just leave that there for now. You never know, I might find something I like better in the future. But that'll do for now. One thing is it would look nice with decorative edges up the top. So I do have a corner punch here. So I think I'll use this one. And that's beautiful, embosses a bit as well. So I'll put that in. I'll just bulk that pocket out a bit better. Adds a bit more writing space too. Might have to cut it down so whoever gets this journal can put things in and out a bit easier. Yeah, that's better. Could do some more lace. It's not like I don't have enough. Oh, isn't that pretty? I think all my lace is going to go into this project. Could do a lace belly band. Those things would slip out then. Okay, top. It's pretty up the top. It's pretty in the middle. Don't really like it down the bottom. So do we go top or do we go middle? Might do the middle. All right, so I'll put this on, I think. Now, where do I want to cut it? I don't want to make it too bulky but I don't want to cut the flower either. Let's just try cutting that to about there. Don't know how straight my lace is, but it will do. Okay, so I'm going to just leave that open and let it dry for a good while. I think that'll do for today, or else it's going to be a long video. And hopefully I'll be back on again in a couple of days with some more pages to do with you. But it's good to break a journal. Like, I have all the pages together, but I sit here procrastinating about the embellishing. I just don't know where to start. Once I get started, I'm sort of all right. But it's just that starting bit that I find really difficult. So it's really good to be at this stage where I've actually done a page or two. And then I can sort of see how it's going to come together. But I love that. So we've done that page, and then we've done this one. As I said, I might end up having to put a little clip there, or I'll fill the pocket up a bit more so our little journaling card doesn't move around so much. And we've got our beautiful tab, and we did our stamping and we've got extra stamping over there which we weren't going to do, but we'll fit that in. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.